when all people at all times have access to food that are nutritious for their daily life. And when we talk about food security, we must look at availability on supply side. And this is where often production, mekanisasi macam mana pertanian memainkan peranan dalam menjamin kekentalan makanan kita. Tetapi seterusnya, selain daripada untuk memastikan kita ada makanan itu juga mesti boleh dibeli, dibeli oleh pengguna, affordability. Apakah produk yang kita hasilkan itu boleh didapati, access, distribution is important. And again, acceptability, makanan yang dihasilkan itu apakah dia berkesesuaian dengan cara hidup kita, dan adakah dia selamat, adakah dia sesuai dari segi permintaan tubuh badan kita ataupun religious view. This is very important when we address food security. As far as SICON is concerned, we always look at this in 4 A's. Availability, affordability, accessibility, and acceptability. So, all our panel here, I would look at, I would probably like them to share from any of these 4 angles. Whether SRI is able to ensure supply, that is availability of rice or food in the future, current and in the future. Whether the mechanism, this is in terms of acceptability, because in acceptability we also look at how food is produced, ethically or not. Is it acceptable the way it is produced, the way it is processed? Kita kena tengok yang itu juga. Now, distribution, accessibility, how food can get to the market, how rice is marketed, how is SRI rice available to consumers. And the other thing is affordability. At the end of the day, what is the pricing of SRI rice? So this is how we can tackle this problem. I think I will now let me check the time, because I would like to manage this as much as possible as well. So we are going to stop this session at 1 o'clock. We're going to stop at 1 o'clock. So we will have the first round of 5 minutes. We will open it to the floor, challenge our panel or me, and then we will go the second round and then open the floor again for discussion. And the final one is maybe 1 sentence conclusion from each panelist. So without further ado, I would like to first invite Encik Mohamed Bukhori Abdul Rahman, Timbalan Pengarah Pertanian Negeri Kedah. Encik Mohamed Bukhori, his work is really about enhancing agriculture extension program. Ini orang penting dalam kegiatan penyebaran atau pengembangan sendiri. Include inculcating new ways of doing things, new methodology, new system, or new approach that will benefit agriculture players, especially the smallholders. Recently, in 2011, he won the innovation contest under the Department of Agriculture Malaysia, introducing the innovation of high-density planting of Morris cultivar pineapple on mineral soils. Now, moving into another area of interest, that is paddy cultivation of SRI concepts that have greater potential in enhancing and improving the livelihood of small farmers. So my question to him now, how does Jabatan Pertanian see the potential of SRI in terms of their work, the department capacity to deal with SRI? So I pass to Sheikh Mohamed Bukhori. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ahli. Benar-benar speakers, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm representing the Department of Agriculture of Kedah. So the Department of Agriculture of Kedah is the first department to get involved in this SRI methodology. We are the first. From the very first day until this morning, we were being spoon-fed with papers enlightening the experiences of SRI on the perspective of scientists, researchers from university. We have here UKM, UKM, and the NGOs. I would like to share or look into another perspective. View on the frontliner, the extension agent, the implementer of SRI in the field to the small farms. Okay, coming back to the government policy on Dasar Pertanian Negara. Abbreviated as DAN, Dasar Agro Makanan Negara, Malaysia has clearly stated the objective of increasing yield and productivity of paddy. The 10-ton yield program, dikenali dengan nama program padi 10 tan, introduced since the year 2000, could only increase the average yield at minimum level, even though some minor area have achieved the targeted 10 tons and above. Evaluating closely on this achievement, some of these areas were included with higher cost of agriculture input, resulting the farmers are getting smaller margin and lesser profit due to this unproductivity campaign, as stated in the Malay proverb, biar bapa asal bergaya. Bergaya dengan hasil yang tinggi tetapi margin untuk gaya sangat kecil. Ini berlaku tuan-tuan, utamanya di sebelah Sincan, di Tanjung Karang dan sebagainya. Okay, paddy growers in Kedah, even though we are the rice bowl of Malaysia, in terms of average yield, nationally we are at the moderate. The average productivity is just around 3.9 to 4.3 metric tons per hectare. I came to know about this SRI, Sri last year in Perak, Pulau Bangkok. So thank you very much, Patan and Matan. Now the Kedah State Department of Agriculture is experimenting and innovating the three concepts at two farmers' plot. One is in the district of Kendang, the other one is in Kuala Muda, and one plot at paddy experimental station in our department at Teluk Cengai. We are experimenting the planting of tree in our department station. We are ready to struggle and face any resistance along with our director and official to bring Sri to the utmost higher status in Kedah in regarding changing the mindset of our people to reform and transform the Kedah policies, programs and activities, especially on paddy. It may take several years to do so. The stumbling blocks now are on our farmers who are used to live and rely fully on agrochemical, believing it as advanced agriculture, but truly it is not something favorable to the law of nature of the great Almighty. We couldn't wait long enough for the national agriculture policy to align with what we are planning to do in Kedah. This year we have started the experimenting plot at our station, and farmers plot mentioned earlier. The result will be tabled soon after the paddy season. We are conducting training courses to our officers and farmers statewide, and our paddy extension program, notifying as Sawah Gembira, will incorporate the use of organic fertilizer and the major IPM concept, except only for the use of agrochemical. Our strategy began with the application of the natural farming concept of SRI product on the majority of our direct seeding or the broadcasting farmers. We'll start with the broadcasting farmer first. Later, we will look into the tree mechanization, method of transplanting, water management, and the use of mechanical leader, machine belanda. The other strategy is to enhance the group farming organization within the paddy areas and concentrate on the producing three products as at our organized banker, workshop or production. So I think with that I end up the first round of my talk. Thank you.
Let me just recap some of the sharing that the previous two has shared, put out to the floor. Basically, the Encik Bukhori, he stressed on the policy, Malaysian agricultural policy, looking at the role of the extension service officer at the department, the State Department of Agriculture in Kedah. So he mentioned that emphasis has been a lot on to increase yield. Everything is about increasing yield. When people talk about productivity, it is yield in this country, unfortunately, I would say. Productivity, so yield has been, a 10 ton per hectare has been the goal for Malaysia. The country is pushing towards this goal. There's, for SRI, especially in Kedah, the department is really going all out to resist negative mindset about SRI. Because state government and federal government, this is where sometimes some barriers exist, and the mindset of farmers because of the our practices, conventional practices.
Pada pandangan saya, tree adalah coming back to nature. Sebab tuan-tuan, kita sebenarnya Allah SWT, pada Muslim, dia menciptakan dunia ini sebenarnya adalah komplit. Sebab kalau tuan-tuan tengok dengan mikrobnya, dengan environmentnya, ekologinya, memang cukup terbaik ciptaan Tuhan. Sebab itu dalam banyak forum mereka menggunakan jungle, hutan sebagai contoh. Kalau tuan-tuan tengok di hutan, siapakah yang memberi baja kepada pokok di hutan? Kita tidak pernah menggunakan waste daripada binatang untuk membajakan hutan. Sebenarnya hutan dibaja oleh diri dia sendiri daripada daun-daun kering yang jatuh, terhurai dan dengan aktiviti mikrob, maka diguna balik oleh tumbuhan. Jadi apa yang kita nak buat untuk SRI ini sebenarnya, kita nak mengembalikan suasana di petak benang kita ini seolah-olah macam di dalam hutan. Di mana yang Cik Zul sebut, menggunakan IMO2 dengan pati kangkung sebenarnya adalah mengembalikan balik suasana hutan ke dalam tanaman padi. Itu yang saya nak